don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, hold this.
Yeah. I don't even need to. I don't know if I'm going to introduce it. We're just free balling.
Free balling.
Yes. So, hello. It's
Hello.
the StreetStar podcast, and I'm Alex George. In the background, we have Ryan Bailey. Say hello, Ryan Bailey.
Hello.
There's Ryan Bailey. I think Danny's lurking somewhere as well. There's Danny in the background. And over from Spain visiting us is the wonderful Jai.
Hi, my name's Jai Northover. I'm a singer and entertainer all round.
You are, indeed.
Yeah.
So Jai has joined us already for a teaser trailer. He had the full package. We gave him the full package.
We also did some filming.
We also did that as well. And thought to take a little bit of time just to have a chat, very informal chat, because Jai and I know each other. We both live in Spain. I've lived in Spain for the last 20 years or so. How long have you lived there?
Almost 8 years. Almost. How's your Spanish, by the way?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good?
I know all of the swear words.
Oh,
So,
all the swear words.
All
'Cause
of
they've
the
got a
swear
lot
words.
of swear
They
words.
do. There are some fantastic swear words.
They're amazing swearers.
But yeah, we don't really know each other that well. I've known about you longer
Yeah.
than I've actually known you. I think I only really met you about not even a year ago. But I've known
Yesterday
about you
was
for a
the
while.
longest time we've spent together in.
It was.
Yeah, I've seen you like teching. You've teched a couple of
Yeah.
shows that I've been part of. Or,
It's true.
Um,
Yeah, and we've got mutual friends.
We've got loads of mutual friends.
Yeah.
I'm not a very sociable person in Spain, but I'm getting there. I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I sort of mainly all about the gig life really in Spain, but I'm trying to move away from that now. I'm working on writing and
Interesting.
having friends. Friends.
Well, yeah, I'll ask you a bit more about that in a little while. My first question, as I always ask, is why are you gay?
What?
I'll probably cut that.
Who says I am gay?
I know it's a bit of a broad question, but how did you initially get into music?
Well, as you know, I'm gay.
It's got to stay in now.
It's got to stay in now.
Yeah.
So music. Oh, that is a good.
I'll tell you what. Before we could do that, can you remember the first album or single that you ever bought?
Yeah, weirdly, Cat Stevens' "Tea for the Tillerman." I'm not that old, but I really like Cat Stevens,
Right.
Especially when I was younger.
So you didn't buy that when it was new, though?
No, God, no, it was the CD.
Yeah.
They were not vinyl. I bought a CD of it, and then I bought sort of best of Elton John as well, and Queen. You know, I think I just collected a lot of best ofs for a
Good
while
choices.
when I was a kid. Freddie Mercury has always been like my hero.
And there's a bit of a connection there, right?
Yes. So my dad's family is Parsi from India, and it's the same ethnicity as Freddie Mercury. So we get very pale. That's why I'm not very Indian looking, because my mum's side of the family are Irish.
Yeah.
And
You mentioned that yesterday, and
Yeah.
it's a very interesting mix.
this is why I look Celtic.
She's got the stronger genes.
Yes. But then I've got, my sister. She's kind of like darker complexion. It's not Indian looking, but more sort of Parsi looking.
Yeah.
She's got like brown hair and darker skin, and could be, if she said like, "Oh yeah, my dad's Indian." Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But then my other sister has blonde hair, blue eyes. So
There you go.
it's I think it's a fairly weak gene.
What did the milkman look like?
that's exactly what my grandmother used to say. Because my brother is I've got half brother on my mum's side, and when he I remember my grandmother goes, Shay, my brother's looking more and more like his dad every day. Then a pause, and Jai's looking more and more like the milkman. Yeah. But
So some good influences then from an early age. Were you influenced by the music that your parents listened to? Have you got older siblings?
no,
So
I'm
you're
the
the
oldest.
oldest, okay.
I've got so my dad used to listen to a lot of the Beatles,
Yep.
Queen, and that kind of thing. My mum was like the Cat Stevens and
Right.
more sort of like folky, Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
So a lot of Joan Armatrading, and like my dad used to call it fembot music because she was like a massive feminist.
Right.
And I got into music when after my mum died. I started playing the piano. It's just a way to sort of just feel things and in a safe place. And then piano turned into the whistle, like Irish whistle, low whistle, and then going into guitar and vocals, and then I just didn't really want to do anything else. So
When may I ask when that was that she passed away?
I was 12, so 99.
It must have had a huge impact on your life then.
Yeah, everything changed after that. Yeah,
Sure.
and then I sort of like go through these times actually where I sort of like there's sort of like something happens, and then I'm like, right, time to change everything, and then I go and make big changes in my life, and so after a breakup or something like that, I'm very ruthless with what's I take a good look at it when something bad happens. Take a big look at it. Is that actually serving me anymore? Is that helping?
Yeah.
What do I want to do instead? And
are you finding that right now as well, that sort of transitional thing?
Yeah,
I know you alluded to it a little bit with possibly doing more here in the UK or worldwide.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, no, I had a breakup in the summer, just before the summer started, and obviously, once in Spain, basically, in our area on the Costa del Sol, you've got so much going on that if you book it up now, and then that's your year planned out until October, isn't it?
Sure.
So, that's basically it happened in May, and I was like, well, it's already starting now.
Yeah.
So just push through the summer, and then I got my house in October and moved in November, and then since then I've been working on like friendships, making like a little network, started writing music again, working with a very prominent producer who's got a discography which makes me really glad I didn't Google him before I met him.
Right. A bit intimidating.
Very intimidating. And I've just gone back into writing, and suddenly I'm working with this guy, and I'm like, oh Lord. So we're going to be he's going to be introducing me to a lot of big artists.
Wow.
So I'm a bit nervous.
No name drop him?
No, I'm not going to name drop. No, because then I might get in trouble. I don't know what I can say. Well, I haven't spoken to him about that kind of stuff yet. So.
There's some good things on the horizon.
Good things on the horizon, yeah.
Cool. Okay. And have you got? I mean, I know it's very difficult to say then, but have you? You seem quite a headstrong person. When you make a decision, you really sort of push and run with it.
Yeah, it's just making the decision I find hard. It's because that's it. When I make a decision, I know it's final, so I'm an R a bit before I make it.
It's probably that's a better way of doing things, though.
Maybe, yeah. But rather than going like double backing.
Yeah. Make a decision and then worrying.
And then when you mess up, you just gotta.
Yeah.
Oh, good question, by the way. Can I say fuck or bugger?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes. Yes, both. Fine.
Good.
There's probably one we probably maybe should avoid.
Right, yeah.
The rest is fine. Just, YouTube's policy. Doesn't like... Actually, there's a few these days.
There's quite a few,
Yeah. There's both of the R words. Those ones probably avoid.
Yes.
So you're umming an R in there. Have you got an idea where where you'd like to be in the near or far future?
That is a very good question.
And I don't mean situationally, not just geographically, just life.
I mean, geographically, I'd like to be traveling a lot more.
Yeah,
for sure. I'd like to be going around England, Spain, like different areas of Spain, different areas of Europe as well.
But would that include touring, playing music?
Yeah, I have two bands at the moment. One's an Irish folk band.
You can give them a shout.
Oh, yeah. So I've got Sons and Sons performing in the Clubhouse Marbella every Sunday. And Crush Band, which is a funk rock reggae band. So yeah, there's Sons and Sons, the Irish folk country kind of pop vibes. Actually, I went to see a guy last night he came to Marbella just during the pandemic, because on the coast we kind of opened up before the UK did, and there was like more music going on, more nightlife. Yeah. And so he got on a plane and came got his way down to the coast. Basically was performing on the coast, and I made friends with him there, and then he was playing in Liverpool last night. So after our shoot yesterday.
Sure.
I went and saw him, and he, he's got a lot of stuff that I was just like, damn, like that's a really good way of keeping, because he was doing the same thing after the football. After the match, everyone was sort of like filing out, and he boom, started, and suddenly the energy was great, and that's kind of what they get us to do in the clubhouse as well on a Sunday.
Whereas everyone's coming out.
Yeah, so everyone's there to watch the football
Got you.
in the afternoon. They finish
Okay.
finish at 7, and then we just go smash it,
Nice.
and keep everyone in. And I was just like, yeah, great material, really good ideas, and there was some Irish folk in there as well, and like, you know, like but he was doing the football chant versions of them, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know any football chant. I'm not a football guy.
I mean, everyone has got. I can. A lot of people will have an idea in their head, or certainly the positive things, or the idyllic lifestyle of being a musician in Marbella in southern Spain. But can you tell the people what you know? Of course, there's great things about it, but some of the not so great things, some of the realism to being a musician.
Before I answer that, I'm gonna give that. I forgot to give him a shout out. Owen Brown is his name. So the realism of being a musician is what you see on stage is just the tip of the iceberg. Everything else is kind of the on the phone, making contacts, organizing your calendar, posters, rehearsals, photo shoots, videoing. I mean, I'm really not pushing my social media, and I know that I should be, but I'm like, my time is, I want to chill sometimes, man. It's quite tiring being on stage, and I do stack the gigs as well. I do sometimes two or three a day.
Because people only see just the sort of the hour and a half that you're on stage.
Exactly, yeah.
That little bit, and think, what a great life. That must be so easy just to go and do an hour and a half of work a day or a week sometimes.
It sounds good, but I think all of us artists are a bit, well, they're definitely the ones that I mix with. Remember a time when we were really shit and no one wanted to book us?
Yeah.
And you've got to go through that.
Yeah.
You have to go out there and be rubbish.
Yeah.
And be told you're shit. And then that makes you go home and work harder and be more headstrong and be like, no, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And it is that sort of like stubbornness that gets you, you know, and like you have to hear it when someone says you're rubbish and you go like, well, I'm going to get better then.
Yeah.
Rather than going like, you're wrong, you're lying. You have to go like, you know what, then I'm going to get better. I'm going to go home and practice.
Yeah.
And,
Is it like a pitch shaming?
yeah. Yeah. So you got to go out and keep doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to forget that.
No.
I'm never going to forget that time, the humiliation, and the fear of going like, oh my God, I can't eat tonight. You know, like I've not got enough money because no one wants to book me. And my last gig was awful. And they told me to leave halfway through and gave me half the money,
Of course.
and sent me home. And I think every musician has had some taste of that. I think this is why like it's good to start young, because when you're young, everyone goes, that was good. And then, you know, you have one parent who's going like, listen, mate.
Yeah.
Like, you're very cute.
Yeah.
You had everyone's side because you're young and you're
Sure.
cute. But when you're older, you're not going to be
No.
cute anymore. And you're going to, it's not going to go down
The
well.
Simon Cowell parent.
So
That's-
do it again. Show
Yeah.
me. Rehearse. Practice,
Yeah,
you know, and they push you to practice. Whereas my parents aren't musicians. My mum was a painter. Dad's works in politics. He does NGO work for overseas development.
Right.
Currently works in water sanitation in India.
Swims.
Yeah, he's just like
Just
swim,
like
you know.
scuba diving, like,
Yeah, so he does a lot of. That's actually quite funny. Actually, one time he went for a swim in Africa and got bell hearts.
Blimey.
So that was while he was working in Africa doing water sanitation. But
Do you not- I'm guessing you don't get to see him too much then, if he's...
no. In fact, I was going to go home and see him tonight, but he just messaged me on my way here telling me he got the dates wrong for his flight. He's leaving now.
Oh, blimey.
So I'm going to miss him. We're up in Manchester right now, and my parents are in Liverpool. Not Liverpool, London.
London. Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I think going out there and just like being, like you remember a time when no one wanted to book you. So suddenly when everyone wants to book you, you can't say no.
No.
and
Make the most of it.
you make the most of it because you know that one day the voice is going to give out and
Sure.
you're not going to be able to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you kind of make the most of it, and so yeah, I can't remember why I was talking about that, but
Well, just what people think of a musician. A lot of people don't realise as well how much it costs as well. There's a big thing, a big factor where people, especially if you're paying bands, you think, well, this is quite steep, and then you divide it between, and it's all of the expenditures and the tax that you have to pay for being self-employed, the monthly fees, and everything else. It soon reduces down to not much at all.
Not much at all.
No.
It's one of the. What's that joke they say? It's just like you walk. It's one of the few jobs where you put in £3,000 worth of gear into a £4,000 van, and drive to do a 50 quid gig.
It's true. Yeah. But yes, it's very difficult to say no. I'm a wedding DJ as well and host, and each year I seem to be getting more and more, and I just can't turn them down. Just at the moment, it just needs to be done, and it's hard to juggle being here and being in Spain as well.
I think that's something that people would actually like to know. Actually, is that when you go to a band and you book them for, if you work behind a bar, you know how much a band takes from behind the bar, and you're like, oh, that's a nice price, and then that same person goes like, can you do our wedding?
Yeah,
and then you go, okay, well, this is our wedding price.
Yes,
and they go, whoa. That's like twice or three times as much as or 4 times sometimes.
So why do you think that is? Because I know why I think it is a wedding.
Weddings are the time when we make up the money we lose from these gigs. And I mean that's the thing. Everyone puts their prices up when it comes to weddings. Everyone spends more when it comes to weddings. But it's actually we kind of go at like, say you're doing these gigs and you're kind of just making a few little bit. And then the weddings are kind of like makes it worthwhile. Yeah. And you make it. So was that going to be roughly what you were going to say?
That obviously does come into it. For me, I think to be a wedding, to do anything with a wedding, and I mean anything, makeup, florist, catering, anything, it's got to be really very, very, very good. I'm not going to say perfect, but you have to be at a very high standard.
Agreed.
With everything at a wedding, because
it's the perfect day.
It has to be their day, and everything has to be right. When I'm DJing and hosting, I don't get anything wrong. Everything's. For example, if I played the wrong ceremony music, or if if a piece of equipment. So I've got backups for everything just in case. If one thing, if my laptop goes down on my hard drive, I can't just be sorry, I'm just going to play off Spotify. No, I have to have backups for everything.
On a phone or an iPad or something nearby.
And all of the equipment has to be the best. And for bands, just little things like
spare strings, spare guitars,
what you're wearing, as well, all has to match. It's not just playing down the pub in a t-shirt and jeans. It's wearing nice clothes and a good turnout, and and I think there's so much pressure as well that should be rewarded monetarily. You should have higher paid for the pressure that's on you for that day to perform.
Also, if I'm doing a wedding, I have to turn up before the ceremony.
Oh, of course.
Set up.
It's a long. People don't realize
it's a long day.
Yeah,
and a lot of hanging around.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing like musicians, like as the singer, I quite often do ceremony, and then
maybe cocktail reception,
cocktails, and then reception, and sometimes and dinner music as well,
for sure.
So I'm there all day, it's a long day.
Yeah.
So there's that, but like you said, it's got to be close to perfect, because it's got to be everyone's going to remember that day for the rest of their lives.
This is it. Yes, I have to be very affable. I have to be very yes.
Oh yeah.
Even if it gets 2 a.m, people are drunk and asking me for requests. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, fuck you very much.
Yeah. I'll play that for you. Yeah. But that has to be, you have to put up, and it's very stressful.
No, it is. Yeah, and but also it's stressful. But when I come back from a wedding, I'm just
buzzing. It's great. It's great. Yeah.
Well, nice time.
Yeah. So I know we kind of brushed upon it a little bit, but what are your aspirations really? Where have you ever wanted fame?
In a way, I would like the kind of fame
Would you say recognition rather than fame?
Yeah, recognition rather than fame. I'd like it. My ideal fame is I can't remember who said it. The drummer from Coldplay.
No one knows who he is.
No one knows who he is, but he's
minted.
He's minted. And everyone knows his band.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd love it if, you know, the ideal fame for me is someone going, oh, what kind of music do you make? And I'll be like, rather than going, well, I do a little bit of Irish folk and a little bit of country, and I got a funk rock reggae band. I do a bit of this, and do a bit of that. I need a cheering tribute, blah, 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 blah. I'd rather just go, oh, do you know that song that goes ba 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 ba? And they go like, oh, yeah, I love that song. I wrote it. Yeah. Like,
So the future, your aspiration is really to write your own music and
yeah, that kind of, I mean, if you're talking about fame,
yeah,
that's kind of fame I want.
Sure.
I love live performing. Like I don't think I'll ever give that up for as long as I can, you know, being an old man in the people's home on the piano, like, just like arthritis kind of smashing the keys.
I think they'd love you.
Like, oh, here we go again. He thinks he's really good. He probably was once. No, but I would, I think that's definitely the dream is definitely a kind of like a recognition where I can just sort of say, this is what I'm doing.
Cool. Okay. I think we'll wrap it up.
Brilliant.
Just any brief.
What is your aspirations as a DJ and overall audio and visual producer?
Good question. I'd like to work quite hard for the next 15 years and then retire and do very little.
Making you only 35.
Yeah. 50, 55, 56 would be nice, just to hang the headphones up. And but really just to push the business, expand the business here, and then probably somewhere else. There's a lot. We were looking at expanding StreetStar too, because we started it in Spain, Dom and I, and then he's done fantastically here with it. And so I'm just sort of coming back into the picture now.
Right, yeah.
Just trying to give it just a boost, take it to the next level. Both of us are. And we've got plans for, I should really say, he's got big plans for a new studio located further south, very central of the UK, so people can, come from anywhere and it's not such a long journey. Like yourself came up from London. We had someone come up from Portsmouth last week, from Northampton today. So do travel quite far. If we're more central, it's it's going to be a maximum of kind of 3 or 4 hours from anywhere in the UK. And then from there, that new studio is going to have like a retreat, more of a feel about it.
Nice.
So you can come and stay for a couple of days. There'll be, gym, massage.
I was thinking of starting something like that in Spain.
Right. It's going to be like a bit of a wellness centre, even though I hate that word, but like a
cool place
retreat.
where burnt out artists can feel themselves again.
Burnt out.
Or just people who just want to break, but also be creative and work like a creative holiday. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking as well. Like,
But it's so much easier to do here. I think it's, it's kind of easier to do anywhere if you've got money behind you. Of course, you've got investment and things like that, then of course. But in Spain, there's just a lot of red tape, and it's hard finding the right people that will put in the effort. The team here at StreetStar is incredible.
Phenomenal, great team.
Yeah.
Just want to say for them, like I just said it. I didn't get to say it on my little sign off.
Yeah.
What I loved about it was that everyone was really willing to try new things and actually was like suggesting things that felt like new and exciting. And it was a real creative, collaborative
Yeah,
process.
I think the place really breeds creativity. When you're here, you just feel like, just trying new ideas and stuff. I found that when I was working on a radio station, I was producing radio commercials. I produced like 400 commercials, doing lots of voiceover. If you're in that environment, even just walking into a booth, into a soundproof area, automatically switch on and feel like I need to create something. And I've been lacking that a little bit in Spain, but just walking in here and, just have these...
That's
a lot more.
That's actually something in Spain. I've got my living room. I've turned it into my little studio.
Right.
But it's also the place where I eat pot noodle and watch some Netflix.
Yeah, burnt out musician.
So it's not really the. It's not. I mean, it has been. I've had some good moments in there, like creative moments. But like it's been a nice. You walk in and suddenly it's like work. Good creative workspace.
Yeah. I think there's more of a work ethic just in the UK anyway. And I think part of the reason, which kind of sounds... I've noticed when I'm here, if I stop working, I start to get not depressed, but where it's grey and it's the time of year, we're in February as well, and I'm miss my kids in Spain, and when as soon as I've stopped working, I just slump a little bit. If I've got a day off, I'll start to I say depressed is too strong of a word, but
Depressive.
yes, yeah, and just just like but if I'm constantly working, constantly active, I don't have time to necessarily let that in.
Whereas
that creep
Spain
in.
is kind of built for chilling, isn't
Yes.
it? Like all and chilling and socializing
Absolutely,
is very part of that
just
culture.
the ethos and the culture is a lot more relaxed, and it just I find it hard. That's why I found it so hard to get something off the ground there. Studio wise, people are just not as willing to put the effort in and get there at 9 in the morning, and when we're still here at near 6, that would be too long of a day a lot of the time in Spain. Or people want to do things later or on the weekends. It just seems more of the vibe of 9 to 5 is still sort of, even though we do more than that here, more outside. I'm here on Sunday recording a band, and but it just seems that I still admire the work ethic more here in the UK. It's just easier to get things done.
Yeah,
it can be a struggle to get things going.
It's true. You order something and you don't know when it's going to arrive in Spain, and there's a lot of hasta mañana.
Yeah. Just a bit of flakiness, and understandably so.
It's hot.
Of course, if you've got the beach right there, it's like,
beach
shall I go in
right
the studio?
there.
Shall I go to the beach?
Yeah, like everyone's like everything clocks off at like 2, and then comes back, but everyone's a bit like,
are we really
I've had
back?
a nap, had a big lunch because it was 3 hours, and so there's a bit of a bit of a different vibe.
Yes, but if ever all goes well, and maybe we'll speak about it as well, but maybe we'll get something going in Spain as well, or elsewhere. The world's a smaller place these days. It was always more difficult. We can, with just internet speeds and cloud, sharing and stuff, things are so much easier than they used to be to do this sort of stuff.
I'd often find as well when I come back to England, just for even a short time, then I go back to Spain. I'm like, I bring that energy back.
Yeah, it's pumped up.
Pumped up energy, and I lose it within the first few days. I'm gigging, it's like,
Okay, before we sign off, do you want to let people know how to contact you and where to see? I mean, your teaser trailer will be, by the time this goes out, will probably be done as well. So
Excellent.
you can maybe attach that to it at the end as well for you.
So you can find me on Jai Northover Music on Instagram, Facebook. And I do have a website. It's very rarely updated, but there definitely needs to be some updates going there. So I do have a newsletter you can sign up to as well, jainorthover.com.
Nice, that's cool.
And
and the names of the bands again?
The bands, Crush Band. That's a crushband.oficial in the Spanish way. I'm the only English guy in the band. And then Sons and Sons. It's suns as in the sky and sons, baby. And that's it's at Sons and Sons.
Okay.
In letters.
Any gigs coming up in, say, March, April with them that people will be able to come and see you?
So Sons and Sons is every Sunday at the Clubhouse in Marbella, underneath La Sala in Nueva Andalusia. And this weekend, in March, that's when this is coming out. In March, we have an array of gigs, which I cannot remember.
They'll be on the Instagram page.
They'll be on the Instagram page, yeah. We're confirming a few as well for March as well.
And you'll be playing in the UK again soon, right? As well, you mentioned.
I will be. Yeah, I'm doing a private birthday party in Nottingham this weekend, but
cool.
I'm available for that too.
Okay, good stuff.
Great.
Thanks for popping in.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.